You've never seen an easier and more practical way to prepare pasta. I started by placing 7 ounces of pasta in a pot with a drizzle of oil. Then I stirred it well to coat it completely. After mixing, the next step was to add hot water. Remember, using hot water makes cooking much faster. I added just enough water to cover the pasta. Then I added 1 teaspoon of salt for flavor. I stirred lightly to dissolve the salt evenly. Next, I covered the pot to let the pasta cook. Meanwhile, in a bowl, I started cracking the eggs, which are essential for today's recipe. The goal was to separate the yolks from the whites, and I used an ice cream scoop to make this task easier. I placed the yolks in a separate container. In my opinion, this is a practical and efficient way to separate eggs. With the yolks set aside, I added a pinch of salt. Then I whisked the egg whites well with a fork. I beat them until they reached stiff peaks, which is the secret to creaminess. Look at how firm and consistent the egg whites turned out. Once ready, I set the egg whites aside and moved on to the yolks. Now it was time to beat the yolks to mix them well. I made sure they were smooth and uniform for the next step. With the yolks ready, I returned to the pasta, which was already cooked. I began adding the yolks directly to the pot. I stirred thoroughly to cook and incorporate the yolks into the pasta. This gives it a creamy and delicious texture. I continued stirring carefully, making sure the yolks cooked evenly. Meanwhile, the pasta absorbed all the flavor. The result is incredibly flavorful pasta with eggs. Look at how the yolks are now fully cooked. Now it's time to add the beaten egg whites. I mixed again, combining the egg whites with the pasta. This adds even more creaminess to the dish, making it truly unique. After mixing well, the egg whites cooked quickly. And the pasta is now perfectly done. Look at how it's loose and not sticky at all. This is the secret to flavorful, creamy pasta. It's so delicious with an incredible texture that it's definitely worth preparing it this way. Separating the eggs and preparing them like this is what makes the difference. This technique truly gives the dish a creamy and irresistible texture. Look at the result. The pasta turned out perfect. I turned off the heat, and now it's time to serve. I placed a portion on the plate and finished it with a special touch of chopped parsley on top. This detail makes all the difference, adding a fresh and delicious aroma. Now all that's left is to enjoy this irresistible egg pasta. Try it at home and enjoy a practical and delicious meal.